Hey, it is Brittany, and we are back with tonight's live stream. If you are joining me live, tell me hey in the comments. I want to make sure that I'm able to connect with each of you here. It's been a while since I've done a live stream on this channel, so I'm really excited. We have the kids in basketball, and the kids are in cheerleading right now, so we're on a bit of a Christmas break. So I'm excited to be back here in front of you. So tonight I'm going to be sharing my experiences of what I've been hearing from HR professionals from around the world, if I'm completely honest, and the advice that I'm hearing HR professionals get. And I'm sharing this for a few different reasons. So the first reason I'm sharing this is because success leaves clues. So just like if you see someone who is doing something that you aspire to one day do, or is doing something that you think they're doing great things, you know that success leaves clues. So what can you do that that person's already doing, or what can you do that person has once experienced or read or done themselves? But just like success leaves clues, the opposite is also true. So lack of success also leaves clues. So if you know that what someone is giving you experience, or they're giving you advice, and you don't like the results that they've gotten for themselves, why would you take their advice? So that's one of the reasons why I'm sharing this. Another reason I'm doing this, because this is one of the ways I can serve this community. So on the Thriving as an HR Department of One channel, I put out a lot of videos on this corner of the internet. And the reason why I do that is because not everyone is ready for group coaching. Not everyone is ready for one-on-one support. But everyone has the ability, and everyone likely has the opportunity to learn and grow and develop. So if you're joining me live, tell me hey in the comments. I want to make sure I'm telling you hey as well. But not everyone can afford it. First of all, not everyone is in the mindset for it. Some people don't trust themselves enough to move forward and to go forward with the coaching engagement. So this channel is a resource. So when people ask me, so how can I get further in my career? If you want to get further in your career, if you want to get better with anything, that we have no shortage of information anywhere. There's so much information on the internet. There's so much information on this channel. ChatGPT can write things for you. Like, there's no reason why any of us can't be successful. So look at this channel as a resource for you. If you don't already have something to write with, go ahead and grab something to write with. Come back and watch this video. I want to make sure that you get everything that we're talking about tonight. So again, see this video as a resource for you. This channel as a resource for you. But another reason why I'm sharing this is because there's a lot of HR voices out there. And I know that if you're listening to me as an HR voice, first of all, I want to say thank you, because I know there's so many voices you can listen to. But I also understand that when you try to piece things together, you can find any opinion that you feel can serve you anywhere, right? So if we know that we want to hear a certain perspective, we can get that perspective if we look hard enough for it. So I'm sharing this so that you hear my perspective. Like, you've heard my perspective on a lot of different things, so you can hear my perspective on this as well. So if you're new to me, I am Bryttani Graddick. I am CEO and founder of this business, Talented Team Consulting, a 15-year HR professional. I started my career as an unpaid HR intern, not even knowing what HR was. 2 years after that, I started as an HR department of one in the same company unexpectedly. And from there, I've built my career to executive leadership. So now my day job, I lead 3 departments. I lead HR, I lead training and learning, and I also lead credit union compliance. And I say all that to say that no matter where you are in your career, you have somewhere for you to grow. And if I could start from the bottom of the totem pole, I believe that you can grow as well. In addition to being a certified HR professional through both SHRM and HRCI, I'm also a certified executive coach. So I help leaders to solve their biggest problems. I'm a certified career coach. So I help HR professionals specifically to reach different levels of your career. So whether you're landing a new HR role, whether you're trying to optimize your department, or whether you're an HR executive seeking that proverbial seat at the table, I help you to do all those things as well. So tell me in the comments, if you're joining me live, where are you tuning in from, and what's the worst advice that you've received when it comes to growing your career? I'm curious to see if you've experienced any of the things that we're going to talk about tonight. So in my day job, like I said before, I work in executive leadership. So I lead multiple departments, and I also, in this business, I work with HR professionals specifically. So today I'm sharing my worst advice that I've heard from other people, that they've either heard from other people or I've seen them myself, to get when you're trying to grow in your career and seek to new levels. I want to help you avoid these mistakes. So before I forget, if we're not already connected, hit any of the links in the description below to get my free HR career guide. It's going to help you to learn the 5 vital strategies to get your next promotion in HR. And if you are connected with me, then you know about my upcoming SHRM program that I'm running, the Specialty Credential Program for HR Department of One. And we'll talk more about that later. And you also got my email talking about my invitation to a new group coaching program in 2024. So we'll talk about that as we go on. But if you have any advice that you've ever gotten that was horrible, that did not serve you, share it in the comments below. I'm curious to know what kind of bad advice have you gotten as you've been building your HR career. So one of the first pieces of advice that I thought was horrible, and I hear it more often than I think is necessary, is people telling you that you should double down on your education instead of your experience. And I get it. It's comfortable to continue to go back to school and to be in that learning mindset and to be in the classroom environment because, believe it or not, we get kind of safe there. I understand that completely. So in my undergraduate studies, that's when I was working as an unpaid HR intern. When I went full time, that's after I graduated from my first 4 years of college. And so when I landed as an HR Department of One, I had my bachelor's degree, but I thought that I needed more. Like I was like, okay, well, if I go get my MBA, I'll be able to do this job better. And in a way, it helped me do my job better, but not like you might think. So when it comes to education and getting college degrees, I'm a big advocate for it, but I'm not an advocate for using education to replace experience. So if you tell people you're going back to school, and that's great. But again, find ways to grow your experience. So college degrees, to me, more than just the academic part of it, to me, it shows your ability to see things through from beginning to end. It shows your ability to organize your time, because no matter whether you are a student, like fresh out of high school, or you are a parent, or you are, any adult learner, you're going to have to balance your time. So to me, completing a degree of study shows your ability to get that done, your ability to follow a regimen, to organize your time, and really to see something through from beginning to end. So when I say it helped me in my HR career, it helped me because it helped me to look at things like projects, like assignments, to know that every day it's going to be a new assignment, a new task, a new skill, and your work is never done, so to speak. But again, did it help me with my day-to-day job? No. And so for that reason, don't try to double down on your experience and focus on, getting that doctorate degree or getting that MBA before you have any HR experience. See if you can do both of them at the same time. See if you can work for a company that's going to help you to pay for your education. That'll be a great thing too. But again, don't double down on your experience. Don't double down on your education in a way to avoid getting the experience. If anyone tells you that you have the ability to supersede or to pass by other applicants because of your education, that's not the truth. Because when candidates are going through the applicant process, the candidate process, recruiters and HR managers and HR leaders, they're looking for applicable experience. So if you don't have that experience, it doesn't matter how much education you have, you're going to be behind the people who do have that experience. So figure out a way to get them both. So again, college degrees show your ability to see things through. It's not a workplace experience alternative. But if you're looking for ways to find ways to build up your experience, that's why I'm presenting the SHRM program soon, the HR Department of One Specialty Credential Program. It's a great way for you, even if you're still in that education mindset, to get relevant experience. So it's one thing even to get an HR certification like your SHRM CP or your SHRM SCP or even your PHR. But again, those won't necessarily help you do your day-to-day jobs. Those certifications, and don't get me wrong, I have them myself, but those certifications will help you to understand how to pass the tests. But this specialty credential program that I have that I'm presenting in February is going to walk away with an actual plan for your area, for your department. So where you have a talent acquisition strategy, an employee culture strategy, all of these things that wrap around so that you understand you're looking at the right things at the right times. So again, don't focus only on learning the right things, focus on doing the right things too. The second piece of advice that I think is, the second piece of advice that I think a lot of people miss out on is you have to be, just work hard and you're going to get what you want. So one of the things you might hear is that, you can just work hard and get what you want. And I get it. Working hard is unnecessary. You have to do it. You have to be excellent. You have to work hard. But that's not the only piece of the puzzle. You have to also know what you're working hard toward. You have to know where you're trying to go, what you're trying to get within your career. And that comes with having proper career planning in place. So you want to make sure you do that. But also, bottom line, it It doesn't matter how hard you work if no one knows that you're working hard. So you have to find ways to be visible in what you're doing as well, so that you can make sure you have your most visible impact. So keep that in mind as well. Another piece of puzzle that people get wrong, they might say you have to be extroverted to work in HR, or you have to be a people person to work in HR. That's the worst advice I've ever heard. You don't have to be a people person, whatever that is. You don't have to be extroverted to work in HR. But if you are introverted, like I am, you have to know your limits. You have to know what works best for you. You have to know how to best frame your day, how to best suit your day. For example, for me, I know I prefer to have my meetings in the morning. So if I have any say over it, I'm going to schedule my meetings first thing in the morning so I can go ahead and get them out of the way, get my peopling in, so that by the time I get to the end of the day, I might be a little exhausted from dealing with people and dealing with different things. But by that point, at the end of the day, I schedule my focus time. So I schedule the time where I'm going to work on my projects, on my things, where I can just work on my own and I can be working at my own pace. So keep that in mind. Even if you are introverted, you still have a way that you can grow a thriving HR career. You just have to be very aware of yourself, very mindful, and know your own limits. I've got several videos on networking and building a community and building a networking opportunities for introverted professionals. So look in the building connections playlist on this channel and you'll find more information about that. Another bad piece of advice that I see HR professionals give, and this is on various platforms, but they talk about if things don't go your way, then you should leave. Or, if you're not getting what you want, then you should just leave. Or, this and that. And I get that. But one thing we have to remember is that no matter where we are in our career, things will not go our way. Things will not go our way sometimes. We're going to get made upset. Things might not even be fair sometimes. We might have to, work harder. We might have to be overlooked from time to time. That comes with any job. That comes with just the territory. But your ability to rise above those things really shows your tenaciousness, your ability to rise above it and to be more professional and to have a more well-rounded and grounded experience and demeanor. So keep that in mind. And I say this from experience. So I used to be a petty Betty. So for me, my name is spelled differently. Bryttani. So fresh out of college, I'm in the workplace sending emails, and people will, of course, misspell my name. They will spell it all kind of ways. Not on purpose, I don't think, but they just spelled it like they thought it would be spelled. And I took it personally. So I started misspelling people's names. I don't care if the name was Tina, if the name was Lucy, if the name was Janet. I was misspelling all the names, just being petty for no reason. And I had to realize, Brittany, grow up. Grow up. These people are not thinking about you. These people are not intentionally misspelling your name. And I had to rise above that. So again, I say all these things from experience, these lessons that I'm hearing, these pieces of advice that I've heard from other people and from things like that. I'm saying it all from experience. You don't want to make sure that you rise above it, and it's going to help you to grow your career too. Another piece of the bad advice is to always say yes to opportunities. And I get that. FOMO is real. You don't want to feel like you're missing out on things, but you also don't want to settle on your own values. So in your season of life and your season of your career, what's important to you, whether it's your family, whether it's building your career, whether it's maybe you have certain parameters or certain boundaries around working late or coming in early. So you know what those limits are for yourself. And if you don't know what those limits are for yourself, then do some inner work to figure that out. But again, the idea of not saying no to opportunities is a bad advice, because you want to make sure you have space to say no to things and know what to say no to. So opportunities come and go, but don't settle on what you value the most. And then the last piece of advice that I hear, and I'm hearing it more often now, is to never question your boss or never challenge authority, because it's not going to work out well for you. And to me, to say never challenge your boss is short-sighted. Of course, every battle is not worth fighting. You've got to find spaces. You got to know what battles to pick, and you've got to know when you should speak up and when you should challenge the authority and all that. But to say never challenge your boss is just short-sighted. If you're really trying to grow your career, to be a leader, to be a leader in your HR area or any area that you're working in right now, you need to be able to have difficult conversations, crucial conversations, so that you can be able to have your opinions heard. And even if things don't go your way, you still want to make sure you are having your opinions brought to the table. So again, understanding when to build partnerships, when to build alliances, how to have your own internal power base is important. And so all those things come with the clients that I work with individually and in group environments. But keep that in mind. When it comes to building relationships in the workplace, you've got to have solid workplace relationships. So before we wrap up, if you are serious about getting further in your career and you're looking for a community to grow, if you are on my email list, you got an email from me talking about a new program that I'm launching in January. I'm doing a more coaching for groups in grouping in individual settings. So I'm excited about it because typically either I work in a group environment or an individual environment. I don't typically combine the two. So I'm excited about this. So if you're interested in working with me further, click either email me on any email that you've gotten so far, because I read all the emails that you guys send, or hit reply on the email that I sent you about the coaching offer. It's going to be a small group. I'm only offering a few different clients for this program because I want to make sure that you get what you need, and I want to make sure that it's not a large program. But moving into 2024, you'll get a monthly coaching call with me, one-on-one, and a group coaching call with your group for the first 6 months of the year. And it's going to be helpful for you to not only get personalized support so that you know your biggest goals you're trying to reach, what your next mark on your to-do list is, but also that cohort, that community, and the energy level with our coaching programs are so exciting because it helps people to know that you're not in this thing by yourself. There's other people around you on similar growth focused journeys that only want to see you succeed. So if you're interested in that, make sure you hit reply on any of the emails that I've sent so far today. Let's see. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to drop them down below. We've been here for about a little over 15 minutes, which is good for a live stream. It's for the first one we've done in a while. But I am honored to serve you in this way on this channel. Again, the reason why I have these videos out is because I know that not everyone is prepared for one-on-one coaching and group coaching and even the programs that I put out. But everyone has an opportunity to learn. In life, we have no shortage of information. We lack accountability and we lack implementation. And so working with me will help you get both of those things in line. So if you have any questions for me, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm honored to serve you. And I'll talk to you in the very next video. Bye.